I'm going to do this painting without any pencil printing. This is the port, where I'm going to put it. So I'm going to probably lower this a little bit, not divide the page vertically in half. And also move this main house a little bit toward the center, a little bit toward this side. So leave a little bit room on the left-hand side, like this. This is my plan. This is good enough. And let's use the 1-inch flat brush because I like to cover the space faster. I'm going to take the yellow color. I'm going to start from the sun. How about that? So what I like to do, I'm going to have this area, and the center of this is going to remain to be white, like that. I'm going to put a little color, get a little red, and make it into orange. Let's make it like this. And the color a little bit fade away. And if you want the feeling of morning stronger, you might want to have a little bit more orange color, make it a little brighter, like this. And a little bit more, like this. Come toward, and then more and more away from the sun, it looks like a little bit more and more turn into blue. So I'm gonna take this color in here and get a little bit more. And look again, make a decision, analyze it. And now that's good. I'm gonna make the whole paper wet now because what I want to do, I'm gonna apply the blue colors to it. So what I'm gonna do, this is the sky, right? I'm gonna first continue with the sky, get a little present blue. I'm going to start from the corner. Like this. A little blue. Oh, that's good. That's fine. Keep it like that and still wet. And I'll probably get a little bit orange color and pick the yellow and the blue color. I'm going to push the color a little bit outward like this. Like this. And the reflection, I'm going to put a little bit here. This is part of the water. So I'm going to put it right over here. Like that. They're a little bit distorted because of the water. Like this. And that's the area. And a little bit coming down over here. Have a little bit apart. Like this. That's good. So this is the area. And would be for the reflection of the sun. Now, I'm going to mix the red with the blue colors. Always look a little bit gray. So now what I want to do, I'm going to put this color on the side over here. And that would mix it together. And coming from here, look for how the color look like. Maybe a little bit red. When it's closer, like seeing the color over here, a little bit closer to the reflection of the sun, like that. It's okay. Like this. Maybe a little bit blue. So just keep thinking about that because the color mixing we only use red, yellow, and blue. So it should be very easy to see how you're going to mix that color. And if you're feeling that mixing color is a problem, you know how you're going to overcome that fear. Because do a few exercises with the color palette, and then you should be fine. So there is some darker color shape, it would come later. Now you're probably seeing something happen. Look like that, the texture. Don't worry. You're going to do that later. You don't want to do it now because not the right timing. So keep doing what you're doing, and then don't get distracted by the thing that happened and maybe feeling a little panic that's unnecessary. You should have the confidence of how you take care of the situation. Now the water, the light colors has been set. This is good. Now I'm coming to the sky. Before I'm going to apply the cloud, and what I want to do, I'm going to clean my brush, make sure the brush is clean. So with a little wet, little water. Now what I want to do, I'm coming over here. I'm going to add a little water in the middle over here. And that texture is ease. Now the water probably and making that areas looks pretty bad because now the new water get into the paper and it start making the texture because you don't see the texture yet. But later after it dry, you're going to see the texture because affected by the new water getting in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to repaint another orange color, a little bit red and getting over here. So I'm going to do it now. I'm going to repaint it over. And so that the effect would be a little bit more consistent. So I'm going to paint it over. So this consider something that is not in the original plan. But just like life, there's nothing as what you plan. It just happened. It's just about how you're going to deal with the situation. I'm going to put a little blue color down over here. Coming up over here. Nice. Like that. That's fine. I like this a little new blue color. I'm going to start setting some clouds. Now I'm going to mix a little color. And looks like the corner over here have like a very good blue color. So I'm going to set a little color in here. Maybe a little bit too strong. So I'm going to add a little water, right? So test it first, and then coming over here. You know the water is still wet, so whatever color you put on the water is going to fade into other area. So you don't want to add exactly the color there. Leave a little gap, let it expand, right? This will be fine. And looking for the color, like this. I'm going to put a little color over here. You don't want all the color melt together, all together. It looks like a little bit red color into the blue. So be sensitive. What color is it? And how you change the color that have a little bit red color over here. And for this cloud, so coming over here. If they're too dark, and you can add a little bit water. Now, here you go. I'm going to just let it go. However, it look like this. It looks like a little bit more blue. Change it over here. Okay, right over here. Yeah, let's see. Keep going. Like that. And it looks like a little bit more red. I'm going to have a little bit more red coming over here. You have to be brave. It's just, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Let it happen. And you know you have enough technique, you're going to deal with it. This is good. Now, what I want to do, just trust what is going to happen. Okay? Now I'm going to make a little lighter color coming over here. Connect into that and make a little lighter color. It definitely going to look a little bit different from, I don't know how much difference from originally what you hope it would. Okay, I'm going to let it set like that. And then I'm gonna come down over here and have a little bit lighter shape coming through over here like this, and let it come through like that. That actually looks fine. Still want to have some gaps in between. Okay, what I like to do now, I'm gonna clean my brush. I do need to do a little bit fix over here. I'm gonna just leave the color a little bit. And I'm not sure it's the right color. And leave a little color over here. I don't want to do too much because I like that shape. I want to keep this shape a little light. I don't want to keep that. I want to keep a little shape over here, moving a little up. Like this, a little soft shape. And over here, I like the light shape over here going through over here. Just leave a little color over here. Okay. You don't want to do this too much. You do too much, probably make it a little bit too uptight. Okay, like this. Let it go through a little bit. Okay, this guy looks fine. And over here, I'm going to lift a little bit because I want this a little bit softer. And like this. That's how you paint the sky, the clouds. Like that. Maybe a little bit, lift a little bit over here. Let it go through a little gap over here. Lift a little bit. Like that. You need patience. And patience direct connect with confidence. If you have no confidence, the patience probably a little bit less. So trust everything will be okay. Okay, I think the sky is fine. Looks like fine. I'm gonna here lift up a little bit. Down here is almost dry. I'm gonna use a little smaller, like a 1/2 inch flat brush. What I want to do now, I'm gonna do something for the water. And you're gonna see. When you paint the water, I don't want you to think they are water because it's not helping you. The only thing help you is what are the shapes? How big is that shapes? What is that color? How dark is that color? And how you mix that color. I'm going to mix this color. Looks like it makes the red into the blue. And how dark is it? So that help you to focus. Focus on the thing that helpful for you to express. I'm going to put a little color over here like this. That's how the color move. Like this. I'm going to leave a little bit gap. I have a little white shape over here, but not a lot. Down over here, just let a little gap like this. Now you're going to see. It would look like a wave, a water, but in your mind, you're not painting the water. You're painting those shapes. Okay, like this. I'm going to leave a little bit white shape like that. I'm going to leave a little gap over here. I'm going to put a little bit like this. Like this. I'm going to do a little bit faster, so I want this color all connect together. Like this. And then look for the shape. Look for the area, look for the color. And sometimes I use the corner of the flat brush. Sometimes I use the whole brush. Depends on what shape I try to accomplish. Like this. I'm going to do a little bit faster here. Here you go. Okay, faster. Mix these two colors. You know, it's pretty easy for you. Here you go. Leave a little white shape. Okay, like that. Think about how they look like, how the shape look like. Focus on that. Get the accents of the shape. How the shape connected. Look at that. It looks like a little shape coming over here like this. And in between it has a little bit of those smaller shape, a little skinnier, smaller shape like this. A little more colors and a little bit darker. Okay, here you go. Like that. Look. Observe, look, analyze. Now I'm going to get a little bit lighter on this side and a little bit lighter over here. So analyze the value. Like that. Okay, almost there. And get a little bit lighter and lighter over here. Okay, here you go. When the wave the shape in a little bit more distance away from us, and it will look a little bit lighter. And over here, a little bit blue color, so I'm going to add a little blue color in here, like that. Okay, a little bit blue color. So when you are doing more paintings and analyze a little more and have more experience, and your speed of analyzing things will be faster, and you can finish the painting faster. And so it's all about you practice the process. And I'm going to add a couple areas a little bit darker. Okay, here, a little bit darker over here, maybe a little bit darker, so it make a little interesting pattern and rhythm, like this. Okay, now I'm gonna have a little connection over here too. It looks like this is isolated, so I'm gonna have this connect into this shape. This. Okay, I maybe need to soften this because it need to be a little bit lighter. That's right, in the distance. On this side, I'm going to use a very light color, so just much lighter, like that. Have some little soft shape. Okay, that's good. Now the sky is an interesting shape. I'm going to use my round brush. I'm going to come into the paint the main objects, which is the dark houses. We're going to mix the dark color. It's very simple. Just the red and the blue color. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to have a little bit more water. Let's see. And the front over here is probably right in here. So we're going to start right in here. First, I'm going to draw one line all the way to the other side. I'm going to move it coming here, like this. Maybe coming up a little more to align to the other side. Like this. This is the base. Okay. And take a look. And there's a little issues. I need to lift up this a little bit too much connection. So I'm going to make it a little bit soft. That's fine. Lift up, make it a little dry. Now let's see. We'll take care of this before we're taking care of the thing in the background. So now I'm going to start painting the shape. It's very important in your mind that you want to think they are shapes. They're not the name by the object. Like the house is not going to help you. Because you're painting this particular house, you have to paint the shape of that house. Okay, now I'm going to put this shape look like a rectangle. That's what you want to think about. Like right over here, and the roof look like a little triangle on the corner over here. Like that. And to a little angle like this. And that's simple. And coming down over here like a one little line, a little line over here, a little thinner, and make it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, interesting. There's a little bit gap. I think a little bit too much going to this side, so it's fine. And a little bit different from the reference. Now I'm coming over here to fill in this space. Now this is the first layer of this shape. It's already look like a house. So if you want to do more, you continue to develop it. And now over here, I'm gonna have the reflected shape for the object over here. So what you need to do, just like similar to what it has the real object. Oh, wait a minute. Under here, I have a little gap. So I'm gonna have a little gap over here, have a little bit. Come over here, that's good. Like that. All right, a little soft on the edge over here, like this. And now let's continue. On the edge over here, have a little bit, and the color need to be darker. So it makes the color again to make it a little bit darker, coming over here, and looks like something a little bit like under. Okay, it's good. That's a little bit out of control. That's fine. Leave the way it is. I'm going to use a little bit smaller brush for a little smaller shape. I'm going to use this number 3 small round brush. So what I want to do now, I'm going to coming over here. You can feel free to change things. Okay, I'm going to put a little shape over here like this. And here you go. Make it looks like something. Oh, there's actually the ship on the other side. You don't have to know their ship. It's their interesting shape. Like this. Okay, here you go. Okay, a little bit more red, a little bit blue, a little bit more. Just make a dark color. That's good. I'm gonna fill in a little bit darker color in here. That's good. Like this. And on the other side, I can make it a little bit lighter. Okay, like this. You don't have to make them look exactly the same. It's fine. Like that. A couple of things. And throw a little line over here, vertical line. A little bit vertical line like this. That's fine. This is just some interesting thing going on the other side. And I'm gonna have it something like this. And that look like that fine, okay? Don't be feeling, you have to control everything. Okay, I'm gonna have a little bit detail on this side, kind of make it a little bit interesting, but you don't have to know what it is. You just need to know how to accomplish those shapes. And the edge over here, I'm gonna come back over here. I'm gonna make the roof come out a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, that's good. Now what I want to do now, I'm going to make the roof a little bit different. On this side, can be a little bit darker, so put a little bit darker color on this side. Like that, that's fine. And you can do that a little bit later. So right now, maybe a little bit too early. I'm going to try a little bit for now. It may be a soft look. It may be look better. So who knows? We're going to see. So now, that's good. Almost the painting looks like a holding together pretty well. So what I want to do, I'm gonna have just a little bit. I'm gonna use the bigger brush now. What I want to do, I'm gonna just get a little bit lighter of this color. I'm gonna make sure that it's a little bit soft when it at the edge. Okay, easy to make it look soft. And now over here too, I'm gonna make it a little bit soft, like that. Good, like this. Okay, now look like on the other side, I also want to throw a little bit, look like something else on the other side. Look like, what color is it? This probably fine, this color, good. Now look at that, it's almost the same as those. I'm gonna put it right here. Like first there's a ship look like over here. But as soon as you think about ship, you want to think about what color and how dark is that color. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's so simple, right? You don't want to make it more complicated. It's just you're painting the shape. And that's it. Look like a person on the top. Maybe a little bit too big for a person. So I'm gonna make it, it's supposed to be the whole body of a person. Just that suggested. Okay, on the other side, I'm gonna make something maybe a little bit lighter. Okay, like over here. What I'm gonna do, I'm just going to throw a little line over here. And that's it. I don't want to do more than this. So look like something over there. This is all you try to suggest. But actually, this is a little bit too simple. So I'm gonna give a little bit invented. I'm gonna make it a little bit like this. I'm gonna probably have something like this. And maybe a little bit like this. That make it even look more interesting. So that's fine. Okay, look at anything else. While we're doing this, the house here is getting a little bit dry, and looks like it's going to be ready for more development as we. Okay, now I'm going to use a very tiny brush because I want to throw a little line in here. See, it's going to have a little line coming over here, coming all over here, like this. And maybe something, and maybe a little line over here. Sometimes a tiny brush, it may be help. Okay, have a little bit over here, like this. Have the little line. Like that. That looks interesting. Okay. Now I'm gonna come back to the bigger brush. Actually, in the background over here, I probably can make it even a little bit darker. Just a little bit, right over here. I think it's a little bit too light. I'm gonna probably already have something over here. I don't want to tell a little more. So it could be lighthouse, it could be something over there in the background. So just have fun with this. Now I'm going to come back to take a look at the wave. I think it should be a little bit more blue in the front over here. So I'm going to add a little blue color over here. Okay, maybe a little bit darker, a little bit stronger, a little bit more contrast. So I'm going to add this color in here. You can always change it a second round and like this. I'm going to take this color in here. I think it can be a little bit stronger, has a little color. Okay, like this. Okay. A little bit. Maybe this shape a little bit isolated, like this. And maybe a little shape like that. Over there, maybe throw a little shape over here a little bit darker. So basically the water here is either purple or blue colors. Like this, that's good. And a little bit into medium shape. And now take a look at in the reflection of the sun. Let's take a look over here. And actually there's could be a little bit blue color, a little bit blue and red color coming in a little more over here, like this. There's a lot of relationship in this painting. That's why sometimes we need to spend a little bit more time, represent all the connections. Now I want to wash this, have a little bit more blue color. It looks like a little bit too light. So I'm gonna wash with the overlay wash, just overlaid wash a little blue color like this on top of this. That looks good. That's good. And also a little blue color on this side. I think I can connect that like this. Right, that's good. Like that. Okay, that is overlay wash, and this color a little bit better, and actually on the edge over here a little bit more red. Actually look like the purple colors over here, a little bit coming out over here, and we also can fill in a little gap over here. It needs to be a little bit darker. All you want to do is to capture the shape. And now it could be the time to come in over here to give a little bit indications of the house, which is this side a little bit darker. I can now is everything is dry. The house is right at the front as the main object, so I'm gonna just give a little bit more. Don't have to do too much. Okay, on this side a little bit darker, like that, and a couple shape like that. That's good. And also, and the reflection like this. And now coming over here, I can give a little bit indication of the separation over here. Now we call this painting finish.